developments on the impacts of coronavirus pandemic on the global, African, and Nigerian economy. Here are the following developments and updates on global, African, and Nigerian confirmed cases, deaths, and recoveries. At the globe, we have 3,110,974 confirmed cases, 215,264 deaths, with 944,605 recoveries. In Africa, the confirmed cases are 33,627, 1,476 deaths, and 10,226 recoveries. In Nigeria, the confirmed cases are 1,337, with 40 deaths and 255 recoveries. For the updates at the moment, we begin with the story that state and national leaders in the United States of America are signaling an increased willingness to curtail coronavirus-related lockdowns, even as increased testing showed that the number of people infected by the virus surpassed 1 million for the first time. More than 57,000 people have died from the complications of COVID-19 in the U.S., the disease caused by the coronavirus, public health officials at Johns Hopkins University reported. In Czech Republic, the lower house voted to extend until May 17 the state of emergency that underpins the government's main measures to slow the spread of the coronavirus, a shorter extension than the government had sought. Prime Minister Andrej Babis had asked for an extension until May 25th from the current April 30th to be able to keep various restrictions on businesses in place for a longer period. It was not immediately clear whether the government will seek another way to extend the COVID-19 lockdown measures. 4 projects designed to boost the number of ventilators available in the battle against coronavirus as devices which already have regulatory approval, the performance and clinical usefulness of each other device, and the progress to date on each device's overall development. The government has issued a statement on this. There are nearly 11,000 of the mechanical breathing apparatus available to publicly funded health service, with a consortium of firms including McLaren, Airbus, and Ford working to fulfill a government order in the United States of America. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has announced a 4-phase plan to lift the lockdown enforced on the nation to control one of the world's worst outbreaks of the coronavirus, with an aim to return to normality by the end of June. The lifting of the strict measures will begin on May 4th and vary from region to region depending on the factors such as how the rate of infection evolves, the number of intensive care beds available locally, and how regions comply with social distancing rules. The number of people who have died from COVID-19 in Turkey rose by 92 in the last 24 hours to 2,992, Health Ministry data showed, continuing a downward trend from the initial analysis. The total number of cases rose by 2,292 to 114,653, the data in Turkey showed, the highest total outside Western Europe or the United States of America. A total of 38,809 people have so far recovered from the new coronavirus in Turkey, which causes the respiratory disease COVID-19. The number of tests carried out so far in the past 24 hours are 29,230. In Greece, Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis on Tuesday announced a gradual easing of the coronavirus lockdown rules from May 4th on Monday. He said the implementation will be monitored on a daily basis. According to him, having contained the first wave of the virus, we are now ready to move to the second phase, the gradual de-escalation of the lockdown measures, Mitsotakis said in a televised address to all Greeks. In Nigeria, the 2020 Appropriation Act approved a total of 1,594 billion as new borrowing to part finance the deficit in the budget. This was made up of 794.99 billion naira domestic borrowing and 850 billion naira external borrowing. With the COVID-19 pandemic and its attendant effect on the world economy and international capital markets, the federal government reappraised its borrowing plans and decided that it would be more expedient to raise the 850 billion naira earlier approved as external borrowing from domestic sources. This conversion from external to domestic is to ensure that the implementation of the 2020 Appropriation Act is not jeopardized by lack of funds. Thus, the 850 billion naira is not new or incremental borrowing. Rather, it is an amendment of the source of borrowing from the external to domestic. With this change, the total new domestic borrowing under the 2020 appropriation becomes 1,594.99 billion naira, which is the same as the total new borrowing in the 2020 Appropriation Act. For compliance with the law, His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari forwarded requests to the Senate and House of Representatives to convert the source for raising the 850 billion naira from external to domestic source. The Senate approved the request today when they resumed plenary, while the approval of the House of Representatives is expected. Upon approval of the request by the House of Representatives, the Debt Management Office will issue FGN securities in the domestic market to raise the 850 billion naira, thereby providing high-quality investment opportunities for the investing public in the country. And that will be all for tonight's COVID-19 updates. You can visit our website www.proshareng.com to get more updates from our news stories and videos. In this period of the pandemic, ProShare, Nigeria's leading information hub, has packaged for you a platform that gives you credible, reliable information. All you need to do is to log on to proshareng.com/COVID-19 and you'll get all the reliable data you need on the impacts of COVID-19 pandemic on the global and Nigerian economy. You can also follow our social media platforms showing on the screen for further updates on our market reports. Till we come your way again, thank you for watching. Have a nice day and stay safe.